ye, Mary, rest ye. Rest ye, Mary, rest ye. Rest ye, Mary, rest ye.
God rest ye, Mary, gentlemen, nothing you dismay. Remember Christ the Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings, oh, tidings, oh, tidings of comfort and joy. And then old man Marley just up and died on that very night, he did.
He died 7 years ago, Florence. You need to let go of your anger.
He died there at home alone with nobody by his side.
Well, you were there.
As his housekeeper only. It was my job. I didn't have any choice. I didn't care none for the old goat. Fact is, no one cared. No one I know, at least.
You know that's not true. Scrooge cared.
Ebenezer Scrooge? He was only worried about the money. He didn't care nothing about old Marley.
Well, I think he did care, at least a little.
He only cared how it would affect his wallet. Neither one of them gave 2 cents about anybody else.
Certainly not for his poor.
And homeless.
After old Marley died, old Scrooge, well, he kicked me out. Kicked me right out of that house without even pay for the last 2 weeks I'd worked. And then he got the nerve to walk past me on the street one day, and I asked him for a few bucks just to help me out a little bit, and he had the gall to tell me that since I was a homeless drunk, I should die already and leave the living to the rest. Well, I mean, I might take a nip off the old bottle every now and then, but I got my pride. Kicked him right in the shin, I did. Got me a warm night to sleep and a good meal down at the police station. Should have kicked him twice.
Now that wasn't a very Christian thing to do, Flo. Oh, I'd wish I'd seen it. We gotta make the best of what little we got. The good Lord will take care of their souls in his own time.
Where's your God now, girl? He weren't with you when Mark's daddy died or when your man was beaten on you.
I got out. That's all that matters.
Out to the streets. Seems to me you just traded one kind of hell for a different one.
I have to believe things will get better.
And sometimes faith is all we have.
Faith is all well and fine, but it don't pay the bills and it don't put food in your belly.
I worked for Scrooge after Marley died. Fired me for missing a day's work after I had to lay my daughter to rest.
God rest her soul. Excuse me.
Marley never once gave me a raise in all the years I worked for him. Started taking things I thought he wouldn't notice. Selling them at the flea market a few towns over. Pretty soon I started taking his hooch more than things, and then a bottle of Jack was the only comfort I could find.
That ain't no way to live, Flo. You know that.
Ain't no worse than what anyone else would do.
Whatever happened to Marley's money anyway?
Scrooge got it all.
Figures. Not as if he needed it.
We could have used it a damn sight better than he has.
I wonder what made him so bitter.
Seems to me Scrooge changed when Belle ran out of their wedding. Even back in high school, Scrooge and Marley was always looking down their noses at everyone else, thinking they were better than people who didn't have much. My sister went to school with them, and they used to tease her something fierce. Belle, she always saw good in him, and his sister, she stuck up for him no matter what, so I used to think he couldn't be all bad. If there was any good in him, though, the last of it died when his mama passed. Gotta be guessing Martha and Andy are spinning in their graves right about now. Marley died before he found any good in himself. Scrooge will probably be the same. Some people, they just don't have the sense to see the beauty around them.
Ah! Hammer! Away with you all, I say!
We need help.
We need compassion.
You need to be locked in a cell for disturbing my peace.
You need to stop yelling at these poor people this instant.
You need a good, swift kick in the shins. I'm just the one to give it to ya.
Do it and you'll be right back behind bars, Missy. We need food. Get a job.
Give us one.
Out here in the streets begging like leeches.
Go on home now and leave these poor souls in my care.
Lousy, good for nothing.
I have somewhere for all of you to be if you'd like to join us.
You're very kind, Pastor.
Everyone deserves a chance. Now, follow me and let's get you in out of this cold.
Oh, tidings, oh, tidings, oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Tim!
Hi, Mom.
Tim, how many times have I told you to stay either near your father or I? I was worried sick about you.
I'm sorry. I wanted to be alone for a minute.
What are you doing?
Just talking to God.
What are you talking to him about?
Each night, before I go to sleep, I ask God to give me just one more day. And I don't know when he's going to say no, because I know I don't have that many more left.
Tim, please don't say things like that.
Everyone knows it, Mom. Even you. All I can do now is hope there's a tomorrow for me.
Tim, hope is all I have left. And when I see that smile of yours, I find hope for just a little while longer.
Then I'll try to smile more, Mom. Just for you.
Good. Now, I hear that Belle is downstairs making some nice chocolate chip cookies, and maybe if you're nice, she'll get you some hot chocolate too. Okay, you go on downstairs. I'll follow soon. Talking to God. Huh. Do you listen? Really listen? Or are my prayers just words floating on the wind? I know I haven't prayed much lately, but my son is sick, and he's getting weaker every day. If you're not there, and if I'm just praying to a big pile of bricks, then I need to stop hoping for a miracle. Stop praying for one and accept the fact that my son is going to die. But if you are there, I need you to hear me. If you're there, I can still hope, and I can still pray. It's funny. Sometimes I look at him and I see the little boy who couldn't sit still for more than 5 minutes. It's getting harder to see that spark, that joy of life he's always had. He was born on Christmas morning. Did you know that? Of course you knew that. I'm sorry. I'm not making any sense, am I? He was the best Christmas present ever. You know, sometimes I close my eyes and I can still see him running out the back door like he did every year on Christmas. So sure he'd find that puppy he asked for about 1,000 times. Bob and I, we never did end up getting that puppy for him. It just never seemed to be the right time. We had to work, and of course there were the other children to care for. But that didn't matter to him. He would look at us, at Bob and me, and he'd say, next year I'll find my puppy playing in the snow. I just know I will. If you help us, we will find a way to get him that puppy. We'll get a house and a puppy, and my son won't be gone. There was a song he loved, Birthday of a King. We'd sing that to him every year instead of Happy Birthday. 'Twas the birthday of the King in the little village village of Bethlehem, there lay a child one day, and the stars were bright with the holy sight on the place where Jesus lay. Hallelujah, oh how the angels sing. Hallelujah, how it rang, and the stars were bright with the holy sight. 'Twas the birthday of a king. 'Twas the birthday of a king. Please, if you can hear me, please don't take my son from me.
Ebenezer. Well, this is a surprise. Are you all right?
I think so, yes,
Are
I
you
am.
sure? What are you doing here, Ebenezer?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Isn't that what I just said?
There's no need to snap at me, Ebenezer. It was a simple enough question.
I felt compelled. I suppose I was summoned. Well, I didn't take time to change.
Perhaps you felt the need to repent for your earlier behavior.
No. I stand by the earlier remarks. My only regret is not having time to say more.
Perhaps God has brought you.
To torture me.
Or me.
I haven't stepped foot in here since...
Yeah, I know, Ebenezer, but that was a long time ago.
Not so long as to forget.
Well, I won't give you the old cliche about time healing all wounds.
I should hope
However,
not.
time cannot perform miracles. My tongue seems to have a mind of its own tonight.
Well, let her loose. Tell me how she is already.
She's fine. Belle has fond memories of the time you spent together.
Memories are nothing but misplaced hopes and dreams. A moment in our lives that's passed us by.
Well, even the most painful of memories can help us to not repeat those same mistakes.
Mistakes? I made no mistakes. Belle made her choice, foolish though it may have been, and we've both moved on.
She will be here later. You may want to stay, talk to her.
No need to rehash old news, Pastor. Best left as it is.
Very well, then. Why do you think you're here?
I have no earthly idea.
Well, perhaps the answers lie in the heavens. You might want to study your scripture.
If I want fictional gods and monsters, I'll take something from this century. Dean Koontz or Stephen King, perhaps.
Well, both brilliant writers in their own right, but not as compelling as God's words. You know, you are welcome to join us for our midnight services, Ebenezer. Seems to me you could use a bit of divine intervention.
No, absolutely not. The only divine intervention I could use is a little water being turned to wine.
Well, we're of a mind there.
So, the folks that were outside earlier, you've invited them in for services, correct?
Yes, and shelter for the night, a warm place to sleep, and a good meal. Why?
Well, weathercaster's calling for a cold and bitter night, a snowstorm moving in by morning. I just thought if perhaps they were left outside, those joining you this evening might take pity upon them and throw a few dollars their way. At least they'd be doing something to earn their meal in their bed.
Tell me something, Ebenezer. What would have become of us if Joseph and Mary had not found kindness on that long ago night? I fear the world would be a far different place.
A far better place, I would wager. I'm just going to keep warm and take my leave back to my bed, if you don't mind.
Pastor, I don't think you've met my son.
I'm Mark.
Hi, Mark. It's so nice to meet you. Your mother has told me a lot about you.
We don't have a home no more.
I know. Mark, I'm so sorry. Erica, where have the two of you been staying this past week?
Wherever we could. A few nights in a hotel until the money ran out, and then A few nights in the bus station until they kicked us out. Now we only have Mark's father's social security check to live on, and never enough.
Where did you spend last night?
We slept on a park bench. I got cold and I cried.
Made me cry seeing him like that.
Please, can we stay? We won't be no trouble, I promise.
Of course you can.
I don't want to be cold no more.
Have the two of you eaten anything recently?
We had some peanut butter and bread yesterday.
And milk. Don't forget, we had some milk.
I like milk.
Excuse me.
Oh, yes, Belle, good. I was actually just coming to look for you. Could you take Mark downstairs to get him something to eat? I'd like to have a word with Erica, please.
We can stay?
Of course you can.
Oh, thank you.
Hello, Mark. My name's Belle,
Belle's a pretty name.
and you're a very polite young man.
You'd like me to leave, right? I only ask that Mark stays. He can take care of himself for a few days until I figure something out, but he won't be able to go outside.
No, of course not. Erica, I don't want you to leave, but I do need to keep all of the safety of our shelter guests in mind, so I need to ask you if Tony knows where you are.
No. Not that I'm aware of, at least.
But he has been able to find you before.
Yes. Mark answered my phone one night and told him. For whatever reason, they had a bond. He's the only person I know of that he never hit. If he did, I would have killed him.
But what if he calls again and Mark answers?
He doesn't have the number. I've been buying a new pay-as-you-go phone every few weeks or so the number can't be traced. Even got a post office box in Pennsylvania to throw him off our tracks, and even took up a waitressing job for a few days.
Seems like you've done just about everything you can.
There's a restraining order against him if he comes near me, but it's cold comfort if I'm dead.
Well, you're safe here, Erica, or at least as safe as I can make it. Why don't you go on downstairs and get something to eat, okay?
We have to find a way to help them, Hollis.
I know, Edward.
I just don't know how.
Bob and Rachel said they didn't want to be burdens.
It wouldn't be a burden to stay with us. We've got plenty of room.
I know that, Edward.
And it would help him get to him the treatment that he needs.
And a sense of security for them both, as well as for the girls.
So what's the problem?
Pride.
Huh. Pride.
Yes, Edward, pride. Bob and Rachel are already upset about the position they're in. I think the fact that he works for your uncle may also play a part.
Well, we can't change my Uncle Ebenezer. We've been on that road before, and it never leads to anything good. You know, your Uncle Jacob wasn't...
It's not a contest, Edward. Uncle Jacob and Ebenezer were two of a kind, and everyone knows it. Our families are tied together by our past and our present. We can't change that fact, but we can't make the Cratchitts accept our help either.
I just don't understand their reasoning. We all need help every now and then.
Edward, how would you feel in their situation?
I don't know.
Think about it. You're hardworking. You save and watch your pennies until you're able to purchase a home, start a family.
Yeah.
You don't ask for anything from anyone, and you help out wherever and whenever you're needed. For a couple years, everything's going as it should be. And then one day, you get the news that your child is deathly ill, and suddenly everything else becomes secondary. You're not able to afford the treatments your child desperately needs while still keeping up with the monthly expenses. You struggle, doing everything you can to keep the wolf at the door, but the medical bills keep piling up, and you can't get your child the next treatment they need until the last one has been paid for.
I would do anything in the world to keep my child safe. You know that.
I do know that, Edward. But Bob and Rachel don't want to accept any more charity than they already have.
It's not charity to stay with us.
Yes.
They would be welcome for as long as they need.
Yes.
They need help.
Yes. But they'll need to be the ones to ask for it or accept it. Promise me you won't say anything to them.
All right. I don't like it, but I guess you're right.
Aw. I usually am.
I know this is difficult for you both, but your father and I are doing the best we can.
That doesn't mean we have to like it.
You and Dad keep making decisions that affect all of us without asking us what we want and what we need.
I can't do this with the two of you right now. Your father and I have enough on our plate without you girls acting like Like spoiled children.
We're not acting like spoiled children.
You know perfectly well why we had to give up the house.
Yes, we do. But did you ever think that maybe we wanted to help? Maybe we wanted to be involved in decisions?
You couldn't help! Nobody could.
Maybe I couldn't have gotten jobs, helped out more?
No, you're too young.
I'm not a child anymore, Mom.
Oh, honey. I know you're not. I'm sorry your father and I did not talk to you about things and ask for your opinions.
Tim's going to die, isn't he?
I don't know.
The medicine isn't helping?
Not yet. The doctors want to try a new treatment. We can't afford it.
Why?
It's not covered by our insurance. It's an experimental drug and, well, it's not covered.
Well, he can get the treatments if you and Dad pay for it.
But we can't pay for his treatments and keep the house.
I wish there's something I could do. I wish we were home singing songs, drinking hot cider like we used to.
Mom, do you remember the song you used to sing to us when we were little? It was something about toys.
Once you pass its borders, you
can never return again.
Toyland, Toyland, little girl and boyland, while you dwell within it, you are ever happy there.
Never return again.
Toyland, Toyland, little girl and boyland, while you dwell within it, you are ever happy there. Childhood, Toyland, mystic merry Toyland. Once you pass its borders, you can never return again. Okay. Go on downstairs. We should.
Why is it that I cannot escape this church? Every door I walk into leads me back into this sanctuary. Is this some sort of nightmare? Is this my purgatory? Well, I'd like some answers if you don't mind. Any sort of clue would be helpful. Nothing? Well, there it is, isn't it? You know very well I haven't been in this church in many years yet. Here I am, talking to myself, apparently. Am I to find the faith I lost so many years ago? You know very well I find faith an unnecessary and useless waste of time. Time that could be better spent on useful and profitable pursuits. Perhaps after this holiday I'll schedule an appointment with my doctor. Bah! What am I saying? This entire experience is nothing to worry about. Although, I did have beef for dinner. Perhaps I have mad cow disease or some such thing.
Ebenezer.
What?
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yes, I know my name. There's no need to keep repeating it. Well, show yourself or leave me be.
Has my voice become so unfamiliar to you, Ebenezer? Have the years erased the inflection and tone the cadence and temper that inspire fear in those around me.
Marley, it can't be your...
Dead! Ebenezer, I am dead.
Well, yes, Jacob, I know that you're dead, but if you're dead, then how can you be here? Wait, am I dead? Is this my hell? Is this my purgatory?
Oh, there is much to discuss, Ebenezer.
Not until you've told me whether I'm dead or not, there isn't.
Death, in the physical sense, is but one form of death.
Well, am I physically dead? Ouch!
You are not dead, Ebenezer.
Well then, I have no need to speak with an apparition, a spirit, a figment of my imagination.
Open your mind, Ebenezer!
No, I shall not. I'm gonna close my eyes, and when I open them, you'll be gone. That didn't seem to work.
I should say not.
Oh, very well, Jacob. Why are you here?
I've come to prepare you.
Prepare me? Prepare me for what?
A choice.
A choice?
A choice.
What kind of a choice?
A choice of the soul.
My soul?
A choice of fate.
Stop talking in riddles.
The choice will be clear.
Well, it isn't clear, and I'm not entering into any sort of contract without first knowing the terms.
Penance and salvation.
Penance? Penance for what?
For apathy and damnation.
You're talking in riddles again.
Repent, Ebenezer Scrooge, and save your soul.
Nothing to repent for.
Tonight, you'll be visited by 3 spirits.
For what reason?
You will journey with these same spirits.
I will do no such thing, unless journey is back to my own bed and out of this church.
To journey or not will not be your choice, Ebenezer.
What would the spirit world want with me? I've led an honest life. There's nothing to atone for. There's nothing I regret.
Silence! Do you see me say my words?
I do.
Your own were just as ponderous, just as heavy, the length just as long as mine when I died 7 years ago. Tonight! You've been laboring upon yours since that time, Ebenezer Scrooge. Link upon link, yard upon yard. The shackles you now wear have no equal. Unyielding and cumbersome though they may be, you have yet the opportunity to dispose of your burden. I was given this chance. I did not abide by the teachings the Spirit showed. I did not listen to the lessons, feeling they were an imposition on me. All I worked for, all I believed. I felt myself above reproach, above the suffering of my fellow man and their petty grievances, ignoring that which was right in front of me. Choices, Ebenezer. My choices have damned me to walk the earth with the load I now carry.
But Jacob, you were always such a good man of business.
Ebenezer. Mankind should have been my business. Compassion, family, charity should have all been my business. My time here grows short.
Oh, very well, Jacob. Who are these spirits? What lessons am I to learn?
You shall soon know, Ebenezer. When the clock strikes midnight, the first shall appear to you, with each one appearing on the hour.
That makes no sense!
Look upon me, Ebenezer, and see your fate.
No, I don't do.
You are to remain here. Places and times will bend tonight. Listen well to those that will appear to you, Ebenezer.
But what of the congregation, Jacob? Faithful though they may be, I doubt they want a spirit walking amongst them.
Oh, no one will see the spirit but you, Ebenezer.
Well, couldn't they come all at once, you know? I'm sure even spirits...
Silence! My time here is done. The hour of midnight is almost upon us.
Jacob? Jacob! Jacob, don't leave! Jacob! Jacob! Wait. Maybe I am still in a dream from which I've yet to wake. I am still in this church, and I'm still in my pajamas, and I'm talking to someone so many years dead. No, wait. I need to figure this out. I was in the office all day. Bob Cratchitt was there. He left at 5, I assume, and then I finished up my paperwork, and I left as well. I went to dinner, and then, well, I was thinking of Jacob. I was working on a contract, and well, he did die on this night all those years ago, and maybe my subconscious mind has just conjured him up. So, this is not real. No, not real. Not real, no. Nothing to worry about, no. $10, $11, $12. 12 midnight and no spirit. I am in a vivid dream from which I will soon wake.
Your dreams were always vivid, Ebenezer.
Mother?
Hello, son.
You? You're the spirit Jacob warned me about?
I am.
Oh, none of this makes any sense.
Order may be found in chaos, Ebenezer.
Oh, I'm a rational thinking man. I should not. No, this is not real. No, not real. I'm going to close my eyes, and when I open them, you'll be gone. Didn't work again. Why did that not work? I must be losing my mind.
Do not close your mind, Ebenezer.
It appears my mind is indeed the problem.
You have a strong and active mind.
And my questioned.
You're as sane as anyone.
Then why am I talking to someone so many years dead?
Death is but a step in our lives.
Actually, too long dead. One who appears as a nightmare, and the other's a dream come true. Which am I to believe if I believe either one?
You would be wise to heed that there are more things in heaven and earth than meets the eye.
Oh, all right, I'll play along. It appears I have no other choice. You do look exactly as I remember you, vibrant and full of life.
I appear the way you wish to remember me.
But Jacob, didn't he?
Jacob was a warning.
So you're aware that he what's the word? Visited me?
I am.
But his appearance, the agony in his demeanor.
Jacob is required to appear as he is now.
So you're aware of his fate?
I am.
And you do nothing to help him?
Jacob is beyond any help that I am able to offer.
Are the fates so fickle, Mother, that some find peace in death and others are condemned?
Jacob's fate was sealed by his actions in life.
As he said, mine are, maybe.
Death is a new chapter, a new beginning. Mankind speaks of fate, however. True fate plays a very small part in how our life is spent, and none at all with our afterlife.
So, there is no God?
Oh, quite the contrary, Ebenezer. God is a benevolent and giving man that allows us free will. Our lives, our thoughts, and our actions are our own.
So, there's no heaven, no hell?
A human conceptualization of the afterlife. Ebenezer, God allows us the choice, therefore, our own version of heaven or our own version of hell.
So, there's no angels, no demons, no pearly gates, no fire and brimstone?
If that is your idea of heaven and hell, then yes, they do exist.
And Jacob is in his own hell.
Jacob looked through those in need as if they were ghosts, and felt that that could be the worst fate he could suffer. His own hell, if you will.
What if this God, does he not forgive?
Forgiveness must be earned. Life is a gift from God, and when that gift is spat upon, atonement must be made. You have disappointed me, Ebenezer.
How?
You have lost your way.
That's not true. I've worked hard on myself and my businesses. I've been fair and honest in all my dealings.
And yet family and friends have been left behind.
I think about you, Father, and Sarah every day. I've never forgotten you.
Well, that may be, but we are not your only family. There is still one who walks this world, yet he is not a part of your life.
Oh, you speak of Sarah's son.
Yes, your sister's son. Edward has reached out to you many times over the years, and yet again, this year he invites you to join in his celebration.
A pity invitation.
Edward and his husband believe in the power of family and friendship.
It is a party they can ill afford. I will not participate in such blatant excess. Anyway, I barely know the boy. He knows me.
And that fault lies with you, Ebenezer. Edward has offered you family, and it has always been your choice to refuse it.
I offered him the job he chose not to accept.
A very small gesture, one you made out of the obligation to the memory of your sister. However, family should not be an obligation.
Or a reason to get together once a year at Christmas.
You no longer hear the bells, do you?
What bells?
Remember the joy in the season, Ebenezer. I heard the bells on Christmas Day. Their old familiar carols play, and mild and sweet their songs repeat, of peace on earth, goodwill to men, and the bells are ringing. Peace on earth. Like the choir singing. Peace on earth. In my heart I hear them. Peace on earth, goodwill to men.
In despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said. 'Cause hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And the bells are ringing. Peace on earth. Like the choir singing. Peace on earth. In my heart I'll hear them. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then rang the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor does he sleep. Peace on earth.
Peace on earth.
The wrong shall fail, the right prevail. With peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then ringing, singing on its way.
The world revolved from night to day. A voice, a chime, a chant sublime. Of peace on earth, goodwill to men.
And the bells are ringing.
Peace on earth. Like a choir they're singing.
Peace on earth. My heart I'll hear them. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. Can you hear the bells they're ringing?
Peace on earth. Like the angels singing. Peace on
What is it you're meant to teach me, Mother?
The spirits are merely allowed to guide you, to show you what has, is, and might be. Any lessons learned along the way must come from within. Now come, Ebenezer. Our journey begins now.
Where are we going?
To a Christmas past.
Long past?
Yes, Ebenezer. Long past and our past.
Come on, Ebenezer, we're going to be late.
We're not going to be late, Sarah.
Yes, we are. Everybody's going to have arrived and we're going to miss the first dance.
I'll be ready in 5 minutes.
That's what you said 15 minutes ago.
Being fashionably late is in now, haven't you heard?
Belle prefers punctuality.
Now, how would you know that?
She's my friend, dummy.
I know, she's like a big sister to you.
When you get married, she will be.
And what makes you think that we're going to marry, little one?
I hate it when you call me that.
I know, why do you think I do it? Anyway, Belle and I are nowhere near marriage.
Maybe not yet, but someday. Oh, just think of it, Ebby. Our children can grow up together and we can spend wonderful Christmases every year with lots of presents, love, and laughter. We can make gingerbread houses and sugar cookies and then go sledding on the big hill outside of town. We can take hot cider and sing carols all night long. Ooh, and at midnight, we all can attend the candlelight services at church. Did you know Belle wants a Christmas Eve wedding? She's dreamt of one her whole life. She says she wants to walk down the aisle holding a bouquet of holly and poinsettias with just candlelight. She says she doesn't even care if the holly cuts her because she knows she'll be marrying her own true love.
Is that so?
Yes. Oh, come on, Ebby. You know the two of you are destined to be together.
We'll see, little one. Anyway, what do you think Santa's going to bring you for Christmas this year?
You can't possibly think I still believe in Santa.
Ho, ho, ho!
Ho, ho, ho! Down through the chimney with old Saint Nick.
Up on a house-top, reindeer paws. Down comes good old Santa Claus. Down through the chimney with lots of toys. All for the little one's Christmas joys.
Ho, ho, ho! Who wouldn't go? Ho, ho, ho! Who wouldn't go?
Up on the house-top.
Click, click, click. Down through the chimney with old Saint Nick. First comes the stocking of little Nell. Order Santa, fill it well. Give her a dolly that laughs and cries. One that can open and shut its eyes. Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Up on the housetop,
click, click, click.
Down through the chimney with old Saint Nick.
Willie, bring your little drum. Robin, bring your fife and come and be merry while you play.
Come be merry while you play. Let us make our Christmas gay.
When the men of olden days to the King of Kings gave praise, on the fife and drum did play.
On the fife and drum did play, so their hearts were glad and gay.
God and men today become more in tune than fife and drum.
So be merry while you play. So be merry while you play. Sing and dance this Christmas day.
Oh, here we are. Welcome, welcome. Don't you all look marvelous? I knew these vests would brighten the mood. Now, there are plenty of refreshments, and there is a stocking hung in the office for each one of you with a special surprise in it. I do hope you like our little gift. Children, gather around. Why don't you go look under the tree? I think that Santa may have brought something a little early for you.
Presents for us?
Oh, well, can we see them?
Well, only if you look. Now off with all of you, and don't come back until you found them.
One of Father's famous Christmas parties. Tell me, can they see you or me?
What you see are merely shadows of days gone by. They have no knowledge that you're here, and they see me as the woman I once was.
Sarah and I were so young, so thrilled with the holiday.
You still knew joy in the season.
Why show me this, Mother?
Do you not wish to see your past, Ebenezer?
I've moved past such foolishness, Mother. I'm not that innocent any longer.
Memories such as this are meant to bring comfort and serenity during dark times. Tell me, Ebenezer, what is it you do remember most?
I remember the sense of your baking, the cinnamon, the apple, and the nutmeg.
My fruitcake cookies were always your favorite.
Oh, yes, they were. And after Thanksgiving, we'd go pick out a tree. Sarah and I would always want the biggest tree. We thought the bigger the tree, the more presents that we'd get. We'd spend all afternoon decorating it. Sarah would reminisce about each and every ornament, who had purchased it or who had given it to us. After all the stories had been told, you all would dim the lights and Sarah would close her eyes and Father would put the angel on top of the tree. And once you told Sarah to open her eyes, she'd see the angel that God had blessed us with. Oh, and then we'd take the train into the city to see the window displays. Father would have a horse-drawn carriage waiting for us when we arrived. If I close my eyes, I can hear the clippity-clop of the horse's hooves. Sarah would watch the weather for days, praying for snow.
Jingle, 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 jingle.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow
In a one-horse open sleigh.
For the fields we go.
Laughing all the way.
Making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle, jingle,
Jingle
Jingle, 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 jingle. Sarah would say the only thing sweeter than your cookies was a taste of freshly fallen snow. Oh, she would dance in a circle,
Trying to catch the flakes on her tongue. You loved her, Ebenezer. There's no shame in that.
Mother?
Yes?
Sarah, is she?
Your sister is at peace, Ebenezer.
Oh, thank God.
Perhaps there is faith in you yet. Come, watch, listen, and learn.
It's another one of Father's famous Christmas parties.
Well, traditions are meant to be honored.
Oh, there's Belle. She was so beautiful.
Yes. Gather round, everyone. We want to present the second part of our gift to you. Now, you all have done such amazing work this past year that we wanted to bring the managers in before the rest of the staff. Now, don't worry. Everyone will be receiving your bonuses. But you have made such a difference in all of our endeavors that we thought you deserved a little something extra.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, much appreciated. Martha, would you like to continue with the honors?
Of course. As you all know, Andrew and I set up a foundation a number of years ago to help those less fortunate. And we have been so lucky to receive financial advice and planning from Ebenezer and Sarah's good friend, Robert Cratchitt. Robert is the proud father of a newborn that they've simply chosen to call Bob. And we do hope that Bob will be joining our firm someday. Robert has made sure that we were able to help when necessary, all while maintaining the integrity of our initial investment. Andrew, would you like to take it from here?
Oh, certainly, dear. For tonight is truly a night for celebration. Not only is it Christmas Eve, I am very proud to announce that our foundation is now self-supporting. So let's raise a glass for those who are ill or less fortunate, for whom we are trying to make a brighter tomorrow. For that is what the Scrooge Family Foundation is all about.
A foolish dream, a waste of money.
You would call your father foolish, Ebenezer. You are speaking of a man who loved you, cared for you, cried, and worried for you. Who are you to question the motives of a benevolent and giving man?
Father was a man full of dreams and aspirations I couldn't understand. I never doubted his or your love for me. I just always thought the money would be better used to expand the business.
There is more to life than money, Ebenezer. You and your sister never wanted for anything. And any money that we put into the foundation never affected our family.
I know that.
Go on.
I did everything I could to expand the business, but it never seemed to be enough. The majority of his praise was saved for Robert.
Proud of you, Ebenezer. He was also proud of the work that the foundation was doing, and Robert was helping him realize his dreams and his visions. Robert's visions aligned more with the work that your father thought necessary.
And when the foundation no longer needed the foundation's or the business's money, all of his praise was saved.
He never meant for you to feel that way.
But I did! All the foundation's research, all the money, and all our prayers couldn't save Sarah. We watched as the cancer ate at her bit by bit until she became a shell of who she'd been. He couldn't save the world, Mother, and he couldn't save Sarah.
And your father is to blame, or Robert?
At the end of the day, who knows? I just know it was a waste of money.
And extending your sister's life, was that a waste of money also, Ebenezer? Would you have rather her die sooner so that your precious bank balance could have been increased?
No, of course not. I would have died to save her.
And what of those the foundation helped? What of those who were receiving treatments and research through our foundation? What of them? Profit and loss have driven your entire life, Ebenezer. But what have they done to your soul?
The chains. It showed me the chains.
You feel the weight of them, Ebenezer?
Please, Mother, take me from here.
Come now. Let us see another Christmas.
Another Christmas Eve is upon us, and we must remember the blessings that we've been given. But as you all know, this is a really tough year for our family with Sarah being called home. But your thoughts and prayers and your unwavering support and loyalty really helped us get through these dark days. All the years, we've laughed and fought, and we've loved and lost. Much like any family, you, each and every one of you, are family to Martha and I. But the time has come for me to step down and let the next generation take the helm. As of January 2nd, my son, Ebenezer, will step up to head the company, and one of his first acts of business will be to sign a merger between Scrooge Enterprises and Marley Holdings Limited. Now, Jacob and Ebenezer, they feel that this merger will help the company move forward in ways that we can't as private entities. Well, I've given it my consent. I'd like to thank you all, each and every one of you, for many wonderful years, and may you have a Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year.
I don't remember him being quite so sad that year.
You had changed, Ebenezer. You had grown hard and bitter. You were no longer the son that he knew.
He told me he wanted to retire.
He was retiring so that you could step into his position. He knew that's what you wanted, and he did not want to stand in your way.
He still had you.
I loved him, and he loved me, but it wasn't enough. He wanted excitement and a challenge, and he no longer had that. That's when he became more involved in the day-to-day operations of the foundation, until...
I only did what I thought was right.
Do you remember the following Christmas?
Father's final Christmas.
You hate me so much, Ebenezer, that you must do this.
I don't hate you, Father. This has nothing to do with you. It's simply business.
You're taking away my legacy.
The closing of the foundation in no way diminishes your legacy. The business will be a testament of everything you've accomplished.
Oh, man's accomplishments are measured in that which he's done for others, not that which he's done for himself.
You can't possibly believe that,
Oh,
Father.
I do indeed.
Then you're a fool.
Where did we go wrong?
Excuse me?
Your mother and I, we raised you to be compassionate, to care about others' needs, their hopes and dreams.
My loyalty lies with myself, and I dream of untold wealth.
Then you are the fool, Ebenezer. More money will not bring you joy.
Money will give me power and security, and those are the things that make me happy, Father.
You're doing this because of Sarah.
No, Father, she is not the reason.
Then why?
I simply find your commitment to charity indulgent and unnecessary. The money that we move from the foundation, it'll allow us to pursue a competitor, purchase their assets. We'll keep what we can and sell what's not needed. That way we'll increase our portfolio and our profits.
And that's all it comes down to for you, isn't it, Ebenezer? Simple profit.
That's all business should ever be about.
Profit should benefit mankind, Ebenezer. When good fortune smiles upon a soul, we're obligated to share the wealth.
Obligated, Father?
Yes, obligated. What will become of the people that we've helped through the foundation? What of those shelters so that those who are cold can find warmth? Those who are hungry can be fed?
They're not my concern.
What about the programs for ex-offenders to get them back to work leading successful lives? What should become of them?
The prisons are still open, are they not? I trust they'll find a way back to them. Last I checked, the prisons still offer 3 meals and a blanket. Perhaps many of those you champion for might find warmth and shelter within their walls.
3 hots and a cot. What about the research that hasn't been completed? Those people you speak of have no hope, no other avenues open to them. They could die without our help.
Well, shouldn't they go on with it and decrease the world's overpopulation then?
Is the world a better place without your sister?
No, of course not. She did not deserve her fate. She was an innocent.
Yet you believe these others do.
Yes!
You can't mean that.
I do indeed, Father. I don't share your love for humanity. My tax dollars already help fund liberal causes that I find ridiculous, and there's nothing I can do about that. That in and of itself is enough of a contribution, and that's all they're going to get from me.
There's one thing I need to ask of you, Ebenezer.
What is it?
I need you to find a way to keep Robert Cratchitt on staff. And someday, if his son Bob needs a job, I need your word he'll have one. If you care for me at all, give me your word.
That's a small enough favor. You have my word.
That was the night he had the stroke.
And he passed before New Year's.
It was my fault. I killed my father with my words, my desire for greater wealth.
Greed is a powerful force, Ebenezer. One that can blind us to that which is true and that which is real.
Money is real?
Money is but a means to an end, a temporary solution, a man-made ideal, but that which is God-given, Ebenezer. Love and hope and faith. That is what we bring with us into the next life.
So the road to hell?
It's paved with good intentions, yes. Is Bob Cratchitt still in your employ?
He is. I kept my word. And I kept his father on until retirement.
You did, yes. But tell me, do you know of the challenges that Bob's family faces?
He's an employee, nothing more. I've no need to know.
There is much our families share.
I can't imagine what.
You will.
Where are we going?
To Christmas last.
You need to talk to him, Bob.
I can't, you know that.
He might understand. He lost his sister to the same cancer after all, and wasn't it his father's foundation that helped develop the drug that might save Tim?
It was, but that doesn't matter. Don't you see that? Scrooge has no sympathy or compassion for anybody, least of all us. He hated my father until the day he died. The only reason I have a job is because he promised his father I would. He's not going to help us. Even if it means the death of our son.
You are not your father. How can he blame you for something that happened so many years ago?
I don't know.
And our son has to suffer because of his pettiness and hatred.
I would change it if I could, but going to Ebenezer Scrooge simply isn't going to help Tim.
You could leave. Find something else.
Go where? No other company's going to insure him.
I could find another job. Oh, one that won't.
That won't change the facts, Rachel. I need my job. I can't leave, and you know that.
We won't be able to stay in the house until Christmas.
The bank is willing to give us a small sum if we're out by next week. It's not much, but it'll be enough to help with Tim's doctor bills. Just not a lot after that.
We can still get Tim a nice winter coat from the thrift store. Even with everything, he's still growing.
You need one too.
We can't afford it. Every penny we can scrape together needs to go towards Tim's care.
We can't afford for you to get sick.
Or you.
I'm just worried about what'll happen once the house is gone. The girls will be fine, but Tim can't be left alone, especially when we don't know where we'll be here.
That's true. We'll be scrambling just to find a place to live, and we won't be able to afford a sitter.
I know.
It's been difficult with you working days and me nights. Somehow we've gotten through it, but how are we going to know how long it's going to take for you to get to your job, and I can't always take the bus. Public transportation is not always an option.
You leaving your job will mean less money, though.
But it's probably the right thing to do. Oh, God, we've already lost so much.
Hey,
how much more are we to bear to lose?
Hey, it's all right. It's all right. But, yeah, you're right. It makes more sense for me to stay with my job and for you to stay here with Tim.
When we're at the hospital, he calls out for you when he's having treatments.
And you when he has a nightmare.
I don't think I can handle this any longer.
Hey. Of course you can. We have to.
He never came to me, never told me they were having any trouble.
Ebenezer, there is one Christmas I have yet to show you.
Dearly beloved, we have gathered here today to join together.
I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry.
Belle, wait, Belle.
I can't, Ebenezer. I'm sorry.
So you've made your choice. You're walking out on our wedding.
Can't you see that this isn't what I want? Can't you see that this is killing me? I'm doing this to save both of us.
I don't need any saving, Belle. I came into this agreement assuming that you would uphold your end of the arrangement.
Then I'm saving myself. Marriage should be the merger of two people who are in love. The merger of two hearts. But this is just a business arrangement to you.
Your tears are misplaced and inappropriate given the circumstances.
My tears? They are mine to use as I choose. Being the one to walk away doesn't make it less painful.
And yet you are!
I have to! It isn't me you want, Ebenezer. I merely serve a purpose in your life. Something that you can show off. But I am not a possession. I want someone who loves me, who puts me and the children we might have together first, above everything else.
You know how important my company is to me, Belle, just as much as this church and your faith is to you. I never lied to you. You knew from the day we started dating where my passions lied.
I did. You're right. But I've never put my own wants or needs above yours. I thought, foolishly, that you would change, that I would become what you needed, that your business would become secondary to what we had. Do you remember when we were children, Ebenezer? I would follow you around, always wanting to do whatever you were doing. Sarah and I would tag after you like puppies. She just wanted to be with her big brother. And I just wanted to be wherever you were.
And now you don't?
On the contrary, Ebenezer. I want to be with you more than ever. I was hoping today that I would see love for me shining in your eyes. But I don't. Today would have been just one more signed contract to you. And I can't be an afterthought in your life anymore, Ebenezer. I deserve better than that. I used to think you'd reach whatever heights you dreamt of, and you would find your way back to me. And then we could have the life together that I had dreamt of. A home. A family. But I see now that that's not meant to be. And I've realized it's better to walk away and cherish the memories we had than to continue as we are and grow to hate each other. The man that I see
is the man that I am.
Is not the man that I knew.
Is a man I can still be.
You are pushing me away.
leading us there,
not letting me in,
opening up the doors.
You've grown cold and determined.
It's our future I'm securing.
There's no warmth left, no affection.
You're not seeing my vision.
I can't see you anymore.
You are my life, somewhere I've gone wrong.
You were my life, somewhere you've gone wrong. You were my life, somewhere we've gone wrong.
In my life, what
In
I
our life we must have warmth, love, and constancy. We are lost without love at the core.
Just hold on, stay the course, whatever it is.
You
I can't
just don't
it.
get it, and can't, and won't.
And we're done. If you believe in second chances,
I've given you 1,000 chances.
come
You
take
were
my
my
hand.
life.
It's
Now I
where you
don't belong.
Belle?
Yes?
If you walk away now, there is no turning back. I want you to understand that.
I do. Goodbye, Ebenezer. Merry Christmas. And may God be with you.
It was to be the Christmas Eve wedding of her dreams.
Please, Mother, no more. I can't bear it.
My time here is almost done. I was merely allowed to guide you onto the next stage of your journey.
Will I see you again?
As always, my son, choices have consequences. Choose wisely and we will be reunited. Choose poorly and we may never gaze upon each other again.
Ho, ho, ho!
And I think I hear the sound of your next host.
Ah, there they are! My beautiful wife and handsome son.
Father?
In the flesh.
No, but your spirit.
A mere figure of speech, my boy. I trust thus far that you found your journey to be, shall we say, illuminating. I think that's a proper word. Tell me, my dear, was our boy moved by the shadows of past Christmases?
His feelings are his own to discuss with you, Andrew, if he chooses to do so.
Yes, you were but to guide and show him that which has been. I wish I could have joined you to be there for relive those moments, but just one last time. Time does have a way of sneaking past us all. Tell me, was I as handsome as I remember? Lie if you must. The good Lord will understand a small one to soothe this old spirit's ego.
You are magnificent, my love. My time here is done, Ebenezer.
No, wait. You all used to sing a song to me to get me to sleep. Would you sing it again for me now, please, before you go? Please?
Sleep, my child, and peace attend thee all through the night. Guardian angels, God will send thee all through the night. Soft the drowsy hours are creeping, hill and vale in slumber sleeping. I my loving vigil keeping all through the night, while the moon her watch is keeping all through the night, while the weary world is sleeping all through the night. O'er your spirits gently stealing, visions of delight revealing. Christmas time is so appealing all through the night, all through the night.
Goodbye, my love.
I will see you again, Mother.
Perhaps.
What is it I'm to see, Father?
Children, join me, won't you?
Whose children are these, Father? They look as if I should know them.
They are the visions of children you and Belle would have had, Ebenezer. The grandchildren I might have lived to see, had things been different.
They look as if they have Belle's eyes.
They do indeed.
So wait, I thought you were to show me that which was in the present. These children are far too young to be children Belle and I might have had.
The ghost of our choices continue to live within our past, Ebenezer. They color our present. They can change our future. These two you see before you were forged in a time when you and Belle were together, but live now in the shadows of unrealized hopes and unfulfilled dreams.
I don't understand, Father. So these children are a ghost of a mere possibility that might have happened if Belle and I had been married?
Thoughts and actions have substance, Ebenezer. Each hope and dream and wish leaves its mark on this world. These children are the product of Belle's desire for a family and your plan for a legacy.
So if Belle and I had been married, these children would be flesh?
Since the past cannot be changed, their present cannot be altered. I cannot tell you of their fate had different choices been made.
Do they have names?
The girl is called Regret, so named for that which embraces Belle's soul.
And the other?
Indifference.
No! Belle would never be indifferent to a child.
So named for your soul, Ebenezer, not hers. Away now, children!
I am not so cruel as to be indifferent to a child, Father!
Well, if they're going to die, then they had better do it then, and decrease the world's overpopulation.
I wasn't referring to defenseless children, Father.
Greed blinds us to fact, Ebenezer.
Wait, did the closing of the foundation cause the deaths of children, Father?
Not directly, no. That is not your chain to bear. However, the research being done may have helped some. Perhaps one. Maybe even one that is nearer to you than you realize. Remember, each action we take in life has an irrevocable and immediate reaction that is unknown.
I didn't know.
You didn't see, Ebenezer? You didn't look.
Please, God, forgive me.
You must first forgive yourself, Ebenezer.
Can I find faith again, Father? Can I find redemption?
Faith has always been within you, my son. You've only to look. Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. The thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall you break, for the slave is your brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise his holy name. Christ is the Lord, forever let our praise be. Noel, Noel, oh night when Christ was born, oh night divine, oh night divine, oh night divine, oh night, holy night divine. Tell me, Ebenezer, do you recognize this man?
Why, of course I do. I may not see him often, Father, but I know my own nephew.
My handsome grandson.
You and Mother would have made wonderful grandparents.
Thank you for that, Ebenezer. But tell me, do you blame your nephew for your sister's death?
No, of course not.
Well, she chose to discontinue treatment the moment she found out she was pregnant. Blaming the child would have been easy.
I am not to blame for Sarah's death, Father. She knew what she was doing. She made her own choices.
Hey, you were angry.
Yes!
You walked away knowing that she needed you.
She didn't need me. She told me so.
Oh, pride got in her way. A young widow, scared, alone, and sick. Could you possibly believe that she did not need family?
I kept my family obligations, Father. I supported her.
Oh, financially, yes. But what about emotionally?
I didn't know how.
She asked Belle to raise Edward when she died.
Yes.
You believe that she should have asked you?
Oh, all anyone can ask is that their child be raised well. He looks at home in this church, and he and Belle have a strong bond. The choices I made allowed him to be raised in a way that I wasn't willing or able to provide.
And those choices, they kept you from one of the greatest joys there is, that of raising a child. You are right about one thing. He certainly is at home here in this church. It's a place where he finds a sense of peace, with the knowledge of something much more powerful.
He prays as I used to.
Has a quiet faith, but it is unwavering in its strength.
What is it he prays for?
Family.
Am I included?
Come, let's see.
Well, maybe this year God will answer my prayers.
Maybe.
You don't think he will?
I want to, for you and for Belle.
I have to believe, Edward. He's the only family I have left.
And he's continued to ignore you. Edward, how many times have you tried to invite him to one event or another? How many times have you invited him to dinner? How many times have you tried to include him?
My mother would want me to keep trying.
Your mother is the one who asked Belle to raise you, Edward.
I know that, but I want to find that connection to my family.
You have family, Edward. I'm here, aren't I?
I mean the family I was born into.
Edward, Belle is the one who has raised you, cared for you, and brought you up to be the man that you are today. She is more your family, blood or not, birth or not, than Ebenezer Scrooge has ever been or may ever will be.
She still loves him, even after everything that's happened.
Yes, and God himself only knows why. I want you to be happy, Edward. And if Ebenezer Scrooge coming back to you is what will make that happen, then tonight I'll test my faith. I'll say a prayer that somehow, some way, Ebenezer Scrooge will find his way back to Belle, to you, and to us.
Thank you.
Well, dinner's going to be ready soon, and we're scheduled to be on dish duty. Ready to get to work?
Yes, but you are on dish duty.
What?
The first Noel, the angels did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel.
There's Belle. She's still beautiful.
Yes, but her true beauty comes from within.
I wish.
What is it you wish, my son?
I wish I could apologize, try and make amends for all the hurt I've caused her.
Oh, you know what I always say. There's no time like the present.
But you said we couldn't be seen.
Oh, I can bend the rules here, little Ebenezer, but your time is limited. Speak from your heart.
Belle?
Oh, Ebenezer, you startled me. I wasn't expecting anyone to be up here at this time, and I didn't see you before I... Why are you here, Ebenezer?
Seems I've been summoned.
Summoned? Summoned by whom?
My parents, Jacob,
You do know they're all dead, right?
It's a long story. Ugh, I think I may have mad cow disease. At least that's what I'm hoping for.
Really?
That or I'm dead and this is my purgatory, or I'm in one hell of a dream. Belle, there's something I need to know.
Okay, what is it?
I need to know why you agreed to raise Edward.
Sarah asked me to.
Why did she ask you and not me? I need to know. My very soul may depend upon it.
Sarah could see the changes happening within you. It was her wish that her son wouldn't be raised by someone who was such a... She didn't want to see him become bitter or cold.
She was a wise woman. You've never married, had children of your own?
No, I haven't.
I never meant to hurt anyone. Not you, not Sarah, not Edward.
And yet you did.
Oh, that was so many years ago.
Yes, we don't have to rehash old wounds, Ebenezer. I've moved on, and so have you.
We have, yes.
I see you in Edward sometimes. The way you turn your head, his laugh.
You're his family now, and I'm not.
Not all families are forged by blood. Some are forged by choice, and that is enough.
I owe you an apology, Belle, for everything.
Our wants and needs were different at the time, and for that, I'm truly sorry.
And now there's regret and indifference.
Well, regret, yes, but I've never been indifferent to you, Ebenezer. Not then, and not now.
No, not you, me. I was indifferent to everyone, to all mankind, actually. That choice was mine and mine alone. I never saw something beautiful and precious standing right before me.
Pardon me for asking, Ebenezer, but have you been drinking?
I wish. Do you have anything?
No. I'm expected downstairs. You're welcome to join us. I'm sure everyone would welcome you.
Bah, I'm not so much the fool as to believe that. A welcome would be miraculous.
I pray for you, Ebenezer. I hope you know that. You were my life, everything I adore. You were my love, everything I lived for.
If you believed in second chances.
Come now, Ebenezer. There's more for you to see.
I drove her away, Father. I couldn't see that at the time.
Time does have a way of healing, Ebenezer, if you allow it. Though the past cannot be changed, it may yet be rectified.
Perhaps.
Tell me, do you consider yourself a fair man?
Why, of course I do. Why would you ask me that?
Because of him. He's here with his family, seeking comfort and warmth.
Why, that's Bob Cratchitt, his wife, and his children.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Dad, will you sing to us? Please.
Sure. What is it you want to hear?
I want to hear the one about the first Christmas.
All right. But only if you help me. The first Noel, the angels did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel.
Look at up and saw a star shining in the east beyond.
I saw them outside earlier. They're here in the shelter, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
But wait, he gets a salary. They shouldn't be in a place like this.
Hardship is a difficult thing to discuss, Ebenezer, especially with a man such as yourself.
Okay, everybody just make yourselves as comfortable as possible. Dinner's going to be ready soon, and you're all welcome to join us for our midnight services.
Belle, thank you so much. You both have been a blessing to my family this whole week.
It's our pleasure. Is there anything that you need?
No, we're fine, thank you.
Erica, Mark, are you settling in all right?
Yes, thank you.
Miss Belle,
Oh, yes,
can I have another cookie?
of course.
And how about you, Tim? Is there anything we can do for you?
No, thank you, ma'am.
I'll make sure everyone's getting settled around here. Why don't you go check on dinner?
That sounds good. Just let me know if you need anything.
You have a beautiful family.
I thank God for them every day. Oh, hi, I'm Rachel.
Erica. That's Mark.
Mark is your son, right?
Yes.
What brings you here?
Same as everyone else. No place to go and no money to go there with. I know you're just being nice and don't care, but I appreciate it.
My son is sick. He's going to die, and it came down between paying for his meds or paying the mortgage. We chose him.
After college, I met what I thought was a nice man, until he put a ring on my finger. Then he thought I was his own personal punching bag. I got pregnant, and things were better for a while, but I lost the baby right after she was born, and 2 weeks later, it started right back up. I knew it was time to run.
Was Mark with you then?
Yes, but he never touched him that I know of. He was from my first marriage.
I am so sorry, Erica.
I got out. Right now, that's all that matters. Look around you, Rachel. We've all got a story to tell. Rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ the Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. From God our Heavenly Father, a blessed angel came, and unto certain shepherds brought tidings of the same. How that in Bethlehem was born the Son and God by name. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Hey, Tim. How you feeling?
I'm all right, Dad. This is my favorite church we've stayed in.
Really? Why is that?
The food is good, and the people are nice, but I like the church itself. I feel comfortable here and not scared.
Are you scared, Tim?
Sometimes I am. Do you ever feel afraid?
All the time.
I know we're here because of me, Daddy. I'm sorry I got sick.
Tim, don't think for a second that your mother or I would consider not doing everything in our power to make sure you go. Tim, look at me. It's not your fault you got sick. And it's not your fault that medicines are expensive.
Tonight is Christmas Eve. I feel God here, Daddy. He's protecting us.
You really think that?
I know so. I feel God watching over us and that we will be okay. God will bless us. Everyone. The service will be starting soon.
Yes, it will.
What's wrong with the boy?
He suffers from the same cancer our Sarah had.
So he's going to die?
Well, treatment's come a long way since Sarah's time. He may yet live, if the family can afford the treatment.
But what about the insurance? I pay those vultures a pretty penny every month. Surely there's something that can be done?
The policy your company offers doesn't cover the cost, not by half. Well, look, the service is about to end.
How can that be? They said it was about to start.
Well, time is much more fluid than you humans realize, Ebenezer. Moment in the spirit world could be a lifetime in the human one.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. I'd like to say something, if you don't mind. Sometimes our faith can be tested in ways that we don't understand. We're given challenges and hardships that may seem insurmountable. We'll rage at God asking, why me, or why us? And it seems that he isn't listening. But then, in an unexpected moment, we can see that faith can be pure and unquestioning. And I learned that from my son Tim. Through his bravery and his strength. No matter what he's been through, he's shown me that God listens to those who trust in him. That we can find our way to the light. Tim's asked if he could sing a song for you all. I hope that's all right. Thank you. Tim, are you ready?
Thanks, Daddy. Earlier tonight, my dad and I were talking about being scared, and I told him that I am sometimes. But then I wondered how Mary and Joseph must have felt scared the night Jesus was born. I'd like to think this is a song they would have found comfort in. In the bleak midwinter, icy wind made moan. Earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow on snow on snow. In the bleak midwinter, long ago, angels and archangels made worship the beloved with a kiss. One cannot give him, poor as I am. If I were a shepherd, I would bring a lamb. If I were a wise man, I would do my part. Yet what can I give him? I must give my heart.
He reminds me a lot of our Sarah.
It's the same generosity of spirit, the same love of life.
My time here's over, Ebenezer.
And I didn't see what yet may be.
Goodbye, my son. You are in my heart.
Father? 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 Father! Mother! Please! I'll change. I'll try. You're the spirit of things yet to come, aren't you? I fear you, Spirit, more than I've feared anything or anyone. I'm not a man who changes easily, but I know that I must if I'm to change my fate. That choice is mine and mine alone. Yet your presence chills me still.
Dear friends, we have come together today to lay to rest Ebenezer Scrooge.
He couldn't change no matter how hard I prayed, no matter how hard I tried. Last year I thought maybe, just maybe, but nothing could get through to him.
A man of business. Many of you knew him through his various enterprises.
You did more than anyone could possibly do, Edward. More than many would have. He didn't deserve your love.
I hope he's as miserable in death as he was in life.
Ebenezer was a man who valued hard work, a thrifty man who was living frugally.
God will see to his punishment.
Though there are those today who have mixed emotions.
The deepest pit of hell is too good for that monster.
Angel.
We must remember to hold on to faith and not allow feelings to cloud our judgment.
Enough. This bitterness and hate is unnecessary.
Many were employed by his various enterprises, allowing them to support themselves and their families.
Until they were no longer useful to him, and then cast aside like yesterday's garbage.
I know he was a horrible man, unfeeling and unkind, but he was my uncle, someone my mother loved very much, and now I'll never get a chance to know him.
We must also remember that there are those who loved this man, who held on to memories of a happier and a simpler time.
They're right, Edward. I know it's hard to hear, but he doesn't deserve you and he didn't deserve me. What good came of his life?
We are all molded by our experiences, and Ebenezer was not an exception.
I saw your tears, Belle.
Tears for time lost, Edward. Not for him. I've cried an ocean of tears over Ebenezer Scrooge, and I'll cry no more. I loved him once, with all my heart, but I couldn't change what he became. No one could.
The death of his sister and parents had a profound effect on his young soul.
Then I'll shed no tears, for him or for you. He may have died alone and miserable, but that choice was his.
So as we lay his body to rest, remember, judge not lest ye be judged.
Edward said last Christmas, Spirit, is my death so imminent?
Goodbye, Ebenezer. May you rest in peace.
Why show me all of this if the future cannot be changed? Wait, my mother, the spirit who came to me first, she said my choices could maybe change my fate. I've seen my past and those who lived, Spirit, and I've heard the voices of those that are still here. And what you're saying is that What was said here is what will happen should I not change my outlook, my ways, and my life.
Silence night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heaven.
Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake
At the sight, glory stream from heaven above, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is
No, Spirit, not the boy!
silent night, holy night, Son of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord, thy birth. Jesus, Lord, at thy
Dear God, forgive me. I didn't know my choices would lead to this. Please, dear Lord, spare that sweet child. Take me if you must, but that brave and beautiful boy shouldn't have to die.
Cold are the people, winter of life.
We tremble in shadows this cold, endless night.
Frozen in the snow, like roses sleeping.
Flowers that will echo the sunrise.
Far of hope is our only warm. Where its flame will be dying soon. Voice in the distance, called in the night.
on wind you enfold us, you speak of the light.
Gentle, lovely, hear you whisper softly. Rumors of the dawn so embracing.
Spirit among us, shine like the stars. Your light and shepherds and queens from afar. Shimmer in the sky, so empty, lonely.
Rising in the warmth of your son's love.
If I'm to live, Spirit, I'll take care of Tim and his family. Please, God. I didn't know that my choices would lead to this. Wait. If my choices can't change the future, then the future is not yet set as the past has been. God, I understand the errors of my heart. But you're leaving. You're showing me that what I say is the truth. Wait. Oh, wonderful day. Oh, wait. Oh, hold it. Wait. I have to think. I have to figure out what to do so that I don't suffer the same fate as poor Marley. I have to help Bob and his young family. I have to find my way back to Belle and show her that I'm a good and decent man. But wait, what day is it? Wait, my father said that time was more fluid in the spirit world. Maybe I've been away longer than I think. Hey, you over there, you! Do you know what day it is? Well, do you?
Of course I know what day it is.
Oh, well, tell me then already.
Why don't you already know?
I've been away.
It's Christmas Eve, not quite midnight.
Thank God.
Are you new here?
Pardon me?
I haven't seen you before and you're in your pajamas, so I thought you're coming into the shelter.
No, I'm not here for that.
Then what?
I can't quite explain it.
Well, you know you're not Santa. I know that.
Are you waiting for Santa?
Yeah, my mom told me get downstairs and get to sleep so Santa can come, but I don't think he's going to find us. You know, I wrote him a letter telling him they're in a shelter, but I don't think he knows which one. I mean, we change every week, so how could he?
Maybe your mother knows more than you think. You should listen to her.
I don't think so, but I'll try.
Okay. Wonderful child. Oh, perhaps Santa is closer than you think.
Ebenezer, you're still here.
Yes. Bob and Rachel, are they still awake? And Erica, is she still up?
Yes, they are, but tonight is a holy night, Ebenezer. It's a time for miracles, not for business and not for whatever it is you have in mind.
I'd like to see them. All of them, if you don't mind.
We're on our way downstairs and we heard you shouting. What can I do for you, Mr. Scrooge?
Mom, you don't need to do this.
This is fine. It's fine.
I don't know why you want to speak to me. You've already fired me once. I have nothing else to give.
I'll get to you in just a moment, Miss Stiles. So, Bob, you and your family are staying in the shelter, is that correct?
You are, yes.
I see.
I promise you that my situation will not affect my work performance at
I
all.
beg to differ.
Mr. Scrooge, please just give me time to get back on my feet. And
No one who is on my staff will be staying in a place like this.
Bob continues to work hard. He comes to work every day. He stays late. How can
Ebenezer, please have some mercy.
I'm aware of your reasons, but mine will not be swayed. No. You're no longer an employee of Scrooge Holdings. No.
What? My God, you're heartless.
No. Still, no longer an employee of Scrooge Holdings. No. But you will be the president of the new Scrooge Family Foundation.
The what?
At a Significantly higher salary, I must say. Retroactive to today, say 5 years, would that work?
I would say so, yes.
Bob, I need to let you know how sorry I am for all I've done to you and your family, and while I can't make up the past, I would like to help make the future brighter. Let's just say my parents showed me the way.
I can't believe this.
Oh, believe it. In fact, perhaps you all should pack up and move into my home tomorrow. We're going to need to make sure that you have a comfortable place to stay while we find you a house. A house that's very comfortable. We're going to need to make sure that Tim is comfortable during all of his treatments. And, of course, the company will pay for it all, I promise you.
I must be dreaming.
No, I assure you you're not. Now, Miss Stiles, as for you, I owe you an apology for everything. I knew what was going on, and I chose to look the other way. I didn't want to get involved. While I can't make up for my misdeeds, I would like to do something to make the future a little better. I thought that you might like to be the new director of marketing for the foundation. I seem to remember you being good at that sort of thing.
It's a Christmas miracle.
What's going on here?
Edward. I owe you and your lovely husband an apology for all my indifference for all these years. I'm hoping that somehow, some way you might accept me as family. I want you to know that I loved your mother deeply.
I know you did, but you did reject us for all those years. But if you mean it, then you're welcome at our Christmas party tomorrow, and we'll go from there. You're our family, after all.
Yes!
What's gotten into you, Ebenezer?
I promise I'll tell you. It's a long story, Belle, but I was hoping you might like to be my date for the festivities tomorrow.
Well, how could I turn down an invitation like that?
Wonderful. So, Edward, you and the pastor and Bob and Belle, I'd like to get together after the holiday, after the festivities, to figure out what we can do to help everyone else in the shelter. We need to figure out a way to help them get back on their feet.
The list is long.
It is, so we'd better get started.
Old Scrooge? He's a good man.
One of the best I've ever known.
Once he came to his senses.
No one knows exactly what happened that Christmas Eve night.
Whatever it was, it certainly changed him for the better.
Dad and Erica excelled at the new positions, offering hope to thousands in need.
It wasn't easy, but Mr. Scrooge changed lives.
He's a good a man and as good a friend as any I ever knew.
Once Edward took over for him, he spent all of his time working on the foundation.
The foundation is a leader in medical research grants.
Along with suicide and homeless prevention efforts.
They give hope to survivors of domestic violence.
I can't believe how many of the clients in the shelter have found employment through his company.
Offering hope when all hope seems lost.
Through his generosity, Ebenezer Scrooge helped save countless lives.
Including young Tim's. To him, Ebenezer became a guardian angel, finding and paying for the best doctors and medical treatments available. And so,
as young Tim was served. God bless us, everyone.
Chance it'll go away. It's for you, it's for me.